So one of the main things we want to think about when building a deck is what the goal of the deck is. It's not so much matching cards based off their type or their color or their power level, but really what you want to focus on with your goal. Today we're going to take a look at an example of a deck list and talk about the thoughts that go into that process. We're going to take a look at this card, Murkrow. Murkrow has the attack United Wings. This attack does 20 damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile that has the United Wings attack. What this means to me is that the goal of my deck is to get as many of these guys into my discard pile as possible while still maintaining the three core aspects of deck building, which is speed, how fast you can set your deck up, how many turns does it take to get to your goal, the power level of your deck, how much damage it can really deal once it gets to that point, and the consistency of your deck. How many times can it happen from game to game to game while maneuvering the portions of the game. So we play the maximum amount of United Wings cards for Murkrow, for Flamingo, for Wattrel. All these guys here, 12 of them, all are going to go into the discard pile as often as possible. So we're going to play cards that discard cards from our hand. Stuff like Professor's Research. It says discard your hand and draw 7 cards. If we have any of those United Wings cards, we can discard them and draw more cards, boosting the speed of our deck because we're going to see more cards, and boosting the consistency of our deck since we are going through our deck more frequently. Other things to think about when building decks is the amount of search cards you have. It doesn't do me any good to discard my hand and draw 7 if I don't have any of those United Wings cards in my hand. So stuff like Ultra Ball is going to allow us to search our deck for those cards and then discard them. Stuff like Level Ball, search deck for a 90 HP Pokemon or less, put it in your hand and reveal it, and then shuffle your deck. That's going to grab our Wattrels, our Murkrows, and then we can pitch them with other cards that we have in our deck. The rest of the cards that we're going to aim to round out our deck with is stuff that boosts that consistency. Stuff like Trekking Shoes allow us to draw cards in our deck. Stuff like Pokestop, it discards the top 3 cards of our deck, but we get to keep all of the item cards, thus aiding in our strategy of discarding the cards and also boosting the power of getting all of our United Wings Pokemon to the discard pile. The rest of the deck is really just based around that core strategy, drawing into our cards as many times as we can. Keeping those 3 things in mind and how they relate to the goal is a key element on deck building. So again, don't think too much about, oh, I need all these fire types in my deck. Oh, I really like this shiny card. It's not so much that. These United Wings cards here are all 60 HP, 110 HP. They're pretty low power, but they can swing for 200 or more damage every single turn of the game by at least turn 2 or 3, which is better than most Vs and EXs can do. So when you're thinking about building a deck, always keep in mind, the goal of the deck is the most important thing to build around.